In today's video, I'm ranking every single Chapter 7 Season 3 weapon from worst to best. And I'm going to be doing this based on how they actually feel to use in a real game, not just what the numbers say. Because there are weapons that look incredible on paper and then you actually pick them up and they just feel wrong. And there are weapons people are completely ignoring right now that are genuinely carrying games. This is my opinion and I know some of these placements are going to make people mad. Let me know yours in the comments. Let's get into it. First up, the Lancehead Pistol. And look, I want to like this gun so much. It's John Wick's sidearm, the whole collab is amazing, and the magazine throw mechanic when you reload is one of the funniest things Epic has ever added to this game. You run out of bullets and you just chuck the magazine at someone's face for bonus damage. I love that. But here's the problem. This is still a pistol. The damage isn't going to win you fights, the range isn't there, and outside of the magazine throw gimmick, there's nothing about it that makes me want to keep it in my loadout over an SMG or a shotgun. C tier. If you want to run it for fun, go ahead, I get it. But if you're actually trying to win games, just leave it on the ground. Okay, the Striker Pump Shotgun. And I'll just say it right now, this is the best weapon in the entire Season 3 loot pool. I know people are going to argue with me about that, but I genuinely think it's not even close. Two-shotting a fully shielded opponent. That's what this gun does when you hit your shots. The reload speed is fast enough that you're not just standing there waiting between rounds, and in close range fights, which is where most of the endgame happens right now, nothing else in the pool feels as reliable as this. Shotguns have taken over the close range meta this season in a way we haven't really seen in a while, and the Striker Pump is the best one doing it. S tier. If there is one weapon you prioritize in your loot rotation this season, it is this one. Now the Surgical Burst Rifle, and this is the gun that I think most people are sleeping on right now. Burst fire, low recoil, minimal damage fall off at range. The damage output when you're hitting your bursts consistently is really solid, and the recoil being this manageable makes it way more reliable than most ARs we've had recently. My one issue with it is the burst pattern itself. There are moments in a fight where you want to just hold the trigger and keep putting pressure on someone, and the burst rhythm interrupts that. Like you're getting shots off and then there's that little pause and the guy has already repositioned. That's the only thing stopping this from being S tier. If it fired continuously, it would be the best AR in the game this season. But as a burst rifle, it's A tier, and honestly, it is the only AR worth building your loadout around right now. Everything else in that slot is weaker. The Ranger Pistol. Look, I don't want to spend too long on this one because there's really not much to say. It's a pistol. It's a worse pistol than the Lancehead. At least the Lancehead has the magazine throw, which is funny and occasionally actually does something useful. The Ranger just exists. If this is the best weapon in your inventory at any point in a match, something has gone very wrong. D tier, and I don't feel bad about it. Drop it. Keep running. Find literally anything else. Now the Chaos Reloader Shotgun, and this one is actually complicated. The DPS on this thing is the highest of any weapon in the entire Season 3 loot pool. Highest. That alone sounds like S tier, and I understand why some people put it there, but here's the thing, the range is genuinely shocking for something in the AR and shotgun category. It is only really good in close range fights, which means for a lot of the early and mid game, you're walking around with a weapon that you can't fully use yet. The auto reload mechanic saves it though. You swap to your other weapon, the Chaos Reloader is reloading itself in the background, and then you rotate back to it when the fight closes in on you. In the final circle specifically, this weapon is actually insane. A tier, not S tier because of how limited the range is, but if you know how and when to use it, this might be the most dangerous gun in the pool at the right moment. The Extending Focus Shotgun. So this is one of the new weapons this season, and on paper, it sounds amazing. A shotgun with actual long range capability, the barrel extending as the spread tightens across the 3-round volley. That is such a cool concept, but in practice here is the problem. You need all 3 of those shots to land to deal any real damage. And in a fight where someone is jumping, building, or just moving normally, that is not easy to do. I've had so many moments with this gun where I'm convinced I'm about to finish someone and the spread just doesn't cooperate and I end up losing to a Striker Pump. B tier. Not bad at all, usable, but there are better options in almost every situation, and the Striker Pump or Chaos Reloader will outperform it in the close range fights where you'll actually be pulling a shotgun out. Stinger SMG, and this is a returning weapon that I think is doing its job really well this season. Hip firing feels natural on it in a way that a lot of SMGs in Fortnite don't. You can be moving in a fight, spraying, and the spread actually cooperates with you. The ADS fire rate being slightly slower is the complaint most people have with it, but once you stop trying to force the scope and just trust the hipfire, this gun becomes something completely different. It fills the mid-range gap that every loadout needs this season. Between your shotgun and your sniper, there's a range where most fights actually happen, and the Stinger SMG owns that space right now. B tier, really solid gun, and a lot of people are already running it without even fully realizing how much it's doing for them. Hunting rifle. This is a weapon I feel like the entire player base is sleeping on right now, and I genuinely don't get why. Everyone is so focused on the shotgun meta that they're not thinking about long range, and that's exactly why you should be running a hunting rifle. The range holds up across all rarities, which is a big deal because you're not always going to find a purple or gold version. It doesn't fire fast, that's the obvious downside, and I'm not gonna pretend it isn't. But sniping was never supposed to be fast. You get one good shot off at distance with this gun and the whole fight changes. And in a season where basically everyone is rushing with shotguns and SMGs, having a long range answer in your loadout gives you a lane that most people are not even thinking about. A tier, clean, reliable, does exactly what it's supposed to do. Maven auto shotgun. And this is another returning weapon that I have mixed feelings about. It's consistent, I'll give it that. Auto shotguns in general are forgiving because the fire rate covers for your aim if you're slightly off, but the damage per shot just isn't there compared to the striker pump or even the extending focus shotgun in the right situation. You're trading damage for consistency, and in a season where the striker pump can two-shot people, I don't know if that trade is worth it. C tier. If you can't find a striker pump or a chaos reloader, it'll do the job, but it is 100% a backup option, not something you're actively hunting for in loot. And finally, the chaos exploder rifle. This is the weapon that I think defines Season 3 more than anything else in the loot pool, and I want to take my time on it because it's more than just a gun, it actually changes how you play. Dark Voyager's heavy AR that fires explosive cubes. The splash damage forces opponents to move in a way that almost nothing else in the game does right now. You can't sit in a box against this gun, you can't heal behind cover against this gun, you have to actually move, and that creates opportunities that you don't get with any other weapon. The base damage is good, the area damage on top of that is brutal, and the recoil being forgiving means that even if you're not the most accurate player, you can still make this gun work. S tier. This and the striker pump are the two weapons I think you need to build your loadout around this season, and the chaos exploder rifle is the one that's going to genuinely surprise people the more they play with it. So that's every Season 3 weapon rank. S tier is the striker pump shotgun and the chaos exploder rifle. A tier is the surgical burst rifle, chaos reloader shotgun, and hunting rifle. B tier is the extending focus shotgun and Stinger SMG. C tier is the Lancehead Pistol and Maven auto shotgun. And D tier is the Ranger pistol. Just leave it. Your ideal loadout this season is striker pump, chaos exploder rifle, and hunting rifle. Those three weapons cover every range and give you an answer for every situation you're going to run into. Disagree with anything? Drop it in the comments because I know the chaos reloader placement is going to get some people. And if you want me to rank the Season 3 Battle Pass skins next, subscribe so you don't miss it.